everyone, I'm Drinda and this is Dr. Pam, my sister. We're here to show you this amazing light and fruity drink. It's a clear protein. It's going to help you with your workouts before or after. That's right, it's a 20 grams of whey protein isolate. Now this is a better kind of whey protein because it's lighter and more absorbed quickly. So if you use it before a workout, it'll help you with your strength and your endurance. And then it also helps with muscle growth and repair after you work out. But it also reduces appetite and craving, so it can really help with your weight loss. And it's just really refreshing. Just helps you with weight management and gives you that energy and protein that you need every day. It's hard sometimes to keep up with the protein that we need. Yeah, so you're going to love how it tastes and you're going to love what it does for you. So if you're interested, check out Linda's link. Look for Clear. The name is Clear. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.
Hello everyone, it's me, the Snarky one, and my new partner in crime, Max. Well, it's actually Maximilian von Fortescue, and the reason I did that is because it's to pay homage to two characters. Maybe not so much the actors that portray them, but Sir Laurence Olivier, who played Max Fortescue de Winter. And then, of course, Sunset Boulevard, Norma Desmond's, Max. She spent the whole movie going, Max, just to try to get Max to help create her fake reality that she was still a famous star and she was going to make a comeback. And so I kind of combine the names. It's a hybrid. Maximilian von Fortescue. I think it was Max von Stroheim that was the character in Sunset Boulevard. Anyway, that's why I named him that. And you'd be surprised how many amazing people in history are named Maximilian. That name won because, first of all, Max. It's a good shorthand name. But if you look up the name famous people, Maximilian, all these names come down throughout history. So great man. And so I got a great man here. He's only 3 months old, and I love him with all my heart already. And we're going to have a trainer come in and deal with him because I don't want him to be caged up forever. But I want to share parts of a video from Raw Cloud. So I follow Raw Cloud on YouTube, and he's on Rumble and BitChute. Sorry, I'm a little slow today. I feel very peaceful right now. I've been doing all the affirmations, which I'll share on Happy Human, and share with you some of the videos that I've really gotten a lot out of. And when I say I've gotten a lot out of them, I mean I feel my body changing and my mind changing, and I'm a lot more at peace. But that doesn't mean the snark's going anywhere. Because one of the things I have learned is laughter is the best medicine to keep people from panicking. But Ra talks about the World Conference and how there was this one speaker who said that he thinks humans are not connected to God. And my interpretation of that is, no, he knows we are, and they want to hijack and modify it. They want to bypass and study it. But all they have to do is convince us that we are not connected to Source. So he said some interesting things that I've already talked about, such as reanimating the dead and all. Well, good news. And black dust and nanotech and he shared this one video, which I'm going to I'm going to show you this at the end. I'm not going to show the whole video because I'll leave a link for it and you can go watch it yourself. And I highly suggest you follow him. But this video showed that people who died from it rhymes with Max. It rhymes with Max. People who died from the Max. Once they're buried and everything, I think I'm going to ask him because he's agreed. We're going to do a interview Saturday, and I'm very excited about it. It's not going to be. We're just going to do the interview. It won't be ready Saturday, but we're supposed to do an interview on Saturday, and I really hope that nothing happens to delay that because I always am talking about his stuff. But he talks about the reanimated dead people that are, walking around. And I want to see if I think I know who some of them are, but I guess we'll find out when we do our interview. Yes, so these people, they've been buried and everything, and they've got electromagnetic, what is it? There's a signal coming from the grave. Actually, they hold this thing up to the grave, and they're so freaked out about the fact that, all the people who have maxed, they still have signals coming from their grave. Look, he brings up some really interesting things, and I have some other knowledge because I listened to him, and that I think might go with it. So, such as, let me just say this right now. Remember when Daryl was talking about how he was sitting on the edge of the bed or sitting on the edge of his seat, and they told him, he agreed to do the 20 and back, where they send you back for 20 years, and then, you come back. And you go there to do something to the timeline. So that's what the super soldiers do. They time travel, and the 20 and back is just a standard thing for the super soldier program. I would imagine they've all done it. But I couldn't figure, I said, so you're really not gone, because what Daryl said was, not as soon as he made the agreement, and then he started asking questions about it, they told him, you've already done it. You've already done it. So I'm like, how does that work when you're sitting there and it's only a second passes and you supposedly have gone somewhere for 20 years? Because then I was asking, I said, well, so this is what I asked Daryl. I said, so you're not really gone for 20 years. You just go back 20 years and then you come back immediately after you do something, task or something. And he was like, no, you're gone for 20 years. I'm like, well, how do they squeeze 20 years into a second? Well, I was listening to one of his videos, and he said he explained, not to me, he was explaining something that happened to him, and it explained it. He said, when you do the time travel, when they put you back, they put you where you were. So it's if no time was passed. And I was like, aha, that was the missing piece of information. So they have that ability to put you back where you were. So like Daryl explained, and I'm going to do a video on this, Daryl explained that he was just still sitting there in the same place. And he said, well, when do I leave or something like that? And they went, you're already back. You've already done it. They kept saying that to him over and over. You've already been. You're already. And I was like, what? So now we're going to do the interview, and I'll keep you posted on that because I have a lot of questions for him. So I have some viewer mail and some coffees that I want to, speak out on. My friend Phil sent me a lovely card, and he sent me a note. Hi, Linda. Keep up the good work. Regards, Phil. Thank you, Phil, because this kind of thing, it lets me know. Oh, and he gave me a donation as well. And the card, keep up the good work. That just means everything to me, because it means people are still with me, because I'm going into uncharted territory here, people. And a lot of times I think, well, a lot of people probably think I'm a heretic or something. But no, I'm more spiritual, less man-made religion. But anyway, onward and upward. So I want to tell you about what happened to me the other day, and then I'm going to read you the coffees. There's only 4. I was in the farmer's market, and by the way, on my Happy Human, oh man, I've got a video to show you about certain grocery stores and why you should not eat vegetables or fruit from any of these stores. But that's for a different time. So I went to the farmer's market. I said, well, this is my last choice, unless I want to drive halfway to Sarasota and go to Trader Joe's, which I do not want to do. But I was standing in the raspberry, and by the way, the farmer's market tomatoes were delicious. They smelled like, you know how when you pick them off the vine, they have that smell of the vine and everything? They smelled like that, not like mold. I knew I just knew it. I knew it. There was something wrong. And this video that I'm going to show on parts of on Happy Human, it told me exactly that I was right and what the issue was. So I don't go there anymore unless I'm just getting dry products, you know. So I was looking at the raspberries, and I was thinking, you know, I should get some of these and check them out, because when I was little, we had a raspberry bush in our backyard, and my mom used to have us go out there and pick raspberries. And so, you know, and this lady came up. She was quite elderly, probably in her 80s. And she was stooped over, sort of, but she had the shiniest eyes and the biggest smile on her face. So she looked at me and she went, "These look good." And I said, "Well, you know, when I was little, we used to pick these in the backyard." And oh, her eyes lit up so big. She raised her head. She goes, "Oh, we used to live on a farm." Well, that started a whole conversation that I spent there with her and enjoyed every minute of it. And I said, "Well, I better go leave you alone. I got a new, you know, puppy at home." And she grabbed onto my arm, not desperately or anything. She just touched it gently. And she looked me in the eyes. And she said these words. She said, "I needed you today, and now you're here." That just blew me away. That just blew me away. I needed you today, and now you're here. Just from a conversation. And I urge people to look, especially for the elderly, because I think many of these gentle souls are just lost and feel rejected in a lot of ways and being steamrolled by all this stuff that's happening. And I really felt that. I felt that another time when I came here and I realized how many elderly people are here. And there was something I was reading about I think it was a Thanksgiving dinner that was open at one of the community centers or something, and I saw that online. And I looked at the comments underneath, and somebody had written, "This was so wonderful last year." And they wrote, "Oh, to meet new people and have new friends," as if they had no friends, but that when they went to that dinner, they made friends. It just is heartbreaking that people feel so alone and lost. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I did it. You can do it. I mean, that is really spreading your light. And I wasn't even trying. I was just responding to her. So I think especially with elderly people that if you have a chance to brighten up someone's day like that, I urge you to take it, because it will most certainly brighten up yours. So that's that on that. Now, coffees. Now, these are from June and July. So, and the reason I left out the number of coffees is because I don't want anybody, John gives me a lot, buys me a lot of coffees. And I don't want anyone to feel like they have to buy me a lot of coffees, okay? 1 coffee is great, 2 coffee, it doesn't matter, but John consistently buys me the same number of coffees. And John, I do appreciate it. And I don't know if you got my message about wondering if you had made me a wooden bowl and sent it to me. If you didn't, that's okay. But I saw some wood making, equipment in your home when you were doing the, from your YouTube channel. There's a picture of that. And I was wondering if you had sent me a handmade wooden bowl because I love that bowl. And I wanted to know if it was you. And it is signed John. So there you go. I'm thinking you made it. And I love that bowl. And thank you for the coffees, John. And then there's more music that he's doing on his channel. Now, again, Mark 8989898 bought coffees. And again, I just took the number off so people don't feel like they have to buy me a lot of coffees, but I do appreciate it, Mark. Haven't seen your last 2 videos yet, but hoping you are continuing to improve from your spider bite. Enjoyed that mini Snark fest that you slipped back into in recent videos. You know what, Mark? I enjoyed it. It makes me laugh. And with the laughter, the fear just goes away. You're not scared about anything because... And especially knowing that we're watching a show, and that is my big message. We're watching a show. This has all been planned. It's all choreographed. Don't you see how things are falling perfectly into place, even when you think they're not? That's divine planning. I mean, from top to bottom. So all we have to do is sit back and watch them lose their minds, which, Snark is needed here. And Mark, you'll be happy to know that this whole presentation is going to be called Headlines with Snark. Because to me, Snark is funny, and you enjoyed it, so it must be funny to some degree. There's certainly plenty to make fun of. Good God. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Now I have 2 from, this is, I think, the first one. That you sent me, Take Heed 777, who also buys me coffees. And that's why I put blocked the number out. And thank you so much. I love when people use numbers with the coffees because the universe speaks in numbers, and I'm learning that even more and more. I always knew that, but now I'm seeing how intricate it really is. Enjoyed the home meal prep presentation. I tried to add a question regarding lemon, grapefruit, and the melon rinds, but YouTube has me blocked. Huh, that's weird. I didn't block anybody. I wonder why. Oh, maybe you did something. I don't know. Take Heat 777, but you seem like a really nice person. But it has me blocked. Anyway, I worked oil fields in Texas, Colorado, and North Dakota, and we use lemon citrus powder in spray washers for frac site cleanup. Go figure, right? Dirty oil field using organic, except it's more to do with the power of citrus oil breakdown and, of course, water-based, not just the organic aspect. Apparently, oils in the rinds are also used as household cleaners. They are. Regarding my gut cleanup, I use whole lemons in the blender along with vinegar and cinnamon. Whoa, that hurts my stomach a little to read that, but you must have a stomach of iron then. To your point, I've wondered if it may be too much on the stomach. Exactly. Anyway, lovely voice, enjoyable presentation. Thank you for the insights. Blessings, as loud and as obnoxiously as I can write it. Oh, Missy, so you're a female. Okay. Well, I love you, Missy, and thank you so much. I didn't know because with the oil field information, I wasn't quite sure there. Thank you, Missy, for the coffees. And I have another one from Missy, but I want to talk about this for a while. Lemon juice and water and, believe it or not, maple syrup is a known fast. There's a book out on that. It's called The Master Cleanser. It's not a big book. It's more like a pamphlet book. But I've done that fast before. And the reason for the maple syrup is it's got protein in it. So what you're getting is the lemons is cleansing. I'm an admitted sugar addict. I mean, I have a sugar addiction like no other. But that's why I gravitate towards fruit. And so you've got, and I will drink 20 times more glasses of lemonade than I will pure water. Up until recently, I didn't trust water. I didn't like the way it tasted. There was something about it I didn't like. And I just wouldn't drink it, couldn't drink it. I didn't like it. And now I realize there was something in there. I don't really put much else in there because all you're trying to do with the fasting is cleanse. When you break the fast, that's when you fill it in. And I'm going to do a video on the complete fasting thing. I just wanted to get people used to the idea of continuing the fast of your 8 hours sleep or whatever you get. You're already fasting when you're sleeping and your body's healing during that time. So instead of interrupting the fast with a big breakfast, especially a big breakfast, if you already are used to a big breakfast, you're going to want to scale down to a smaller breakfast. If you're already used to a small breakfast, you're going to want to skip it and do a liquid instead, like maybe a smoothie or just some juices all morning. And you're fasting. You can add those hours. That's fasting. Fasting is basically a liquid diet where you're taking the pressure off your digestive organs for at least. What you want to do is rebuild with all the fruits and vegetables that you like, because I'm a firm believer that you crave the things, your body tells you what it wants. Like the things you like or what it needs. Not artificial foods, I'm talking about fruits. The ones you like are what you need. Vegetables, the ones you like are what you need. Start there, and then you're on a diet that you like. And you can also add things like cheese and as accoutrements, as accents. You don't have to just eat like like the old vegetarians used to eat, like it was like eating dirt all the time. It was so unpleasant. Eat this seaweed. No, I totally believe that this it's powerful enough. Because I use lemons all the time. I don't even throw the rinds away. Like you said, I clean my cutting boards with them, is what I do. I rub the lemons on my cutting boards and stuff. And I keep them out in a bowl just for the smell of it. So, and I should probably use them more now that I read your coffee. Thank you, Take Heed. And I'm going to thank you again after this next and last coffee. Take Heed 777, aka Missy, says we're all social creatures. I think Max needs a mate. We all need running buddies. Max needs a mate when you're away, no? Here's for Max and his maybe girl dog mate. Don't think I didn't think about it, Missy. When I was where the breeder lady, she has... she breeds them, and they are I don't want a dog that's going to get sick and die right away. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get a good York, so I went to a breeder, and she was in Sarasota, and oh my God, all the Yorkies, they were so beautiful. She has her breeder Yorkie separate, but then there was a pen with the girls in it, and then he was in a pen with both girls and boys, but he just stood out to me immediately. It was exactly like when I bought Truman. But don't think I'm not considering that. And they are expensive. So, yeah. So thank you all for the coffees, and thank you, Phil, for your note, letting me know to keep going. That's all I need. I just need to know to keep going. Because my news is, well, it's kind of dramatically different than what's coming out now, but soon it will all merge, I think. Such as this. Who's reporting on this? So this is actually a little boy. And it looks like he's tied to a chair. I mean, this is what we get shown. And they are small fragments. Yeah, sure. This could be like somebody's face, a little kid's face, photoshopped on here with the body of a, like a dummy body. But we already know about this. We already know about this from 2017. So this was going around like wildfire. This is alleged to be a photograph of one of the little boys that ex-director James Comey, whatted and brutalized. This picture was leaked out. James Comey has a fetish for Howdy Doody and has had this fetish for years and years. Well, we already heard this. Now we've got this. The FBI is in possession of videotapes showing James Comey doing that. And these little boys, while he has them dressed up as Howdy Doody and strung up like puppets. Let me stop there. Remember the Podesta guy, Brian Podesta or whatever his name was? He was an artist and he made puppets out of little boys. That was part of his, quote, art show. So this, this is not, I don't think, unusual within this group, if you know what I mean. The FBI also has videos of James Comey having sex with Prince Andrew, while Prince Andrew is dressed as Howdy Doody. In these videos, there are other prominent politicians who are there watching. So this is where it's cut off. Do you doubt it? I don't. This is like some of the gray alien pictures that people say are fake. They're all fake. Well, the gray aliens themselves are not realistic looking. So any real picture of a gray alien is going to look fake because they are robots. They're organic robots, if you could imagine such a thing, which is what they want to do to us, have us be half robot, and they can control them. That's a whole nother story, and Raw Cloud talks about that as well, and I want to ask him questions about that. But this is from Durand. He put it on OKRU, and I grabbed it. Is it real? I can't say that it couldn't be faked, okay? But I believe it's real. And so... and nobody else is going to show you this. I can promise you that. Okay, this is from the channel Liberal Hive Mind. This guy does brilliant editorials on all this stuff. He really breaks it down. He's just got a style to him. And I feel very strongly that it is the no bullshit guy. He used to have a channel called No Bullshit. And now he's doing this Liberal Hive Mind, which is kind of genius because it's Liberal Hive Mind, so you really don't know what it's going to be, but it's not recognizable as a Trump-supporting name, you know what I mean? And he really does break it down. But anyway, getting back to whether it's real or not, what the hell happened here? These are recent appearances. Looks like her hair has changed. But she looks like a flat-out alien from outer space. She looks like she got right out of a spaceship. Like some kind of reptilian hybrid. When I see this thing, I just... ooh, it just sends chills through me. And the way it just stands there and smiles in the middle of fires and floods and all of this other violence and everything, she just smiles her way through it, just like a psychopath. Like this lady right here. I said she's like the giggling granny. They call it, there's a name for it, Duper's Delight. That's what it is. George Bush did this in, I don't know whose funeral it was. At someone's funeral, he brought up the JFK assassination, and he said, and it was a serious speech, and he said that JFK was shot by a lone shooter, and he started giggling uncontrollably. He started giggling. He couldn't stop himself from it. And it's called Duper's Delight. When you know you're lying and it makes you so happy, you get off on it. And so this giggling granny, I read the book about her a long time ago, the giggling granny serial killer who poisoned 4 husbands. She also tried to poison the police who came to investigate. She kept serving them pies and cookies and stuff, and they caught her around the corner looking at the cops eating the pie, giggling. She just never stopped giggling about it, killing all these people. And she killed more than just the 4 husbands. Look, she's giggling now throughout the whole trial and everything. She giggled. So that's what this thing reminds me of. This doesn't even look human to me. And it looks like she's had something done. Now, something happened on Gutfeld last night. Tyrus was on. I really like Tyrus. He cuts through all the bullshit. Like when you go around the round table, if you want to call it that, when they're talking about these things, each one gets a chance to talk. And of course, they're comedians. They're going to make fun of it, which is what I like. But everybody was trying to figure out what was going on. First of all, this is him, Hunter Biden, and this is George Clooney, and they look almost like they came from the same. George Clooney just looks like a puffy-faced, Hunter Biden. It's weird. They look almost exactly alike. Look, the mustache, it's got that little divot there that they have. It's the same shape. His is just gnarlier. He's got the patch. He's got the hedgerow. Wow. He's really devolved. Both of them have. Not that this one was ever anything to write home about. But everybody was like, why? Is he going to run for office or something? I mean, why is he doing this interview? And Tyrus just went right to it. It's for the pardons. Because he's talking about, he was on Ambien. He was doing this. Yeah, he's worried about the pardons. So he's trying to smooth over the idea that there was anything wrong with Joe so he could keep his pardon. And the rest of the people, he just pretty much threw to the wolves, He pretty much threw them all to the wolves. But he stood by his dad because his dad pardoned him. Well, the auto pen did. He doesn't want anybody to find. He doesn't want this auto pen thing to go any further. And I think he's exactly right. Because there's really no reason for Hunter Biden. In this interview thing, he said that crack was better for you than alcohol, okay? And that shows you where his mind is. No, crack is not better for you. Shall we show the crack-addicted people before and after pictures? Man, the things that come out of these people's mouths is just unbelievable. Now this is glorious. This is glorious. And I heard, and they were talking about it on Gutfeld, that that all the other comedians are protesting by showing up on, because you don't fire somebody and then this is another thing Tyrus said. Usually when you're fired, you're fired. No, he gets another year or something to be on there and be an idiot. This is a twink, of epic proportions right here. This self-important turd gets up there and just thinks everybody's following his lead, which they're not. Do you see your ratings? You think that's an accident? Nobody likes you. Everybody hates you. We're having a parade because you were fired, and we want Kimmel and all the rest of them to just go, get out. You're a propagandist. Nobody cares about your opinion. You're a loser of epic proportions. There, I hope I straightened it out. Now, of course, learning about Ascension, by insulting them, I'm insulting myself. Why? Because we're supposed to all be part of Source, but I don't know about these people. I don't know what's in there. I know he wears red shoes and he likes children. That's what I know. So when Rosemary and Guy Woodhouse go over to Roman and Minnie Castavetti's, which is interesting because John Castavetti's plays Guy Woodhouse, Rosemary's husband. But then in the movie, it's Minnie and Roman Castavetts. So it's just kind of interesting that they kind of repeat that name. They go over there for dinner. And Guy doesn't want to go. He thinks they're just an old couple upstairs. And he goes, we'll never get away from them. They'll be over here all the time. I don't want to go. And she goes, oh, come on. He goes, okay, it'll be my good deed for the day. They go up there. The first thing Roman Castavetts comes up with is he comes out of the kitchen with a tray of almost like sherry glasses. And they're not really wine glasses. They're like sherry. And he goes, vodka blush? Well, what do you think he's talking about? That's exactly what it looks like. It's pink. The song Pink is my favorite color and all that. That's how it looks when it comes out. You know, when they get it all ready to, consume. It's pink. And he comes out with a whole tray full of vodka blushes. Okay? So this one loves the vodka blushes, all right? And you know what has to be done in order to make the vodka blush. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Try to connect to someone and make their life better if you have the chance, if you see it. If someone's engaged with you. It really is wonderful what that lady said to me. And I know that there's lots of people like her that just want things to get back to normal where people can talk to each other and spread a little light. So on that note, after these videos, I will be signing off.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. It's their game created by the Archons given to the reptilians to capture a planet and use this method of control. And it's always been like that, guys. It's always been for a very long time how they created a beast system, an AI system that became extremely powerful and then took them over. Okay, took the Dracos over. They are infused with nanites. And when you go under regression hypnosis and you speak to a reptilian, a Draco reptilian, they will tell you a lot of the things that they are doing, they do not want to do. It's because of the Archons controlling them and forcing them to go to other planets, be like their legions of chaos and destruction and manipulation. They did the same thing with the the Greys and other reptilians like them fell under that same caste system of control and manipulation, and then they had to go out and do the same thing. Many human lines fell under the same caste system, fell under the same after being captured by these reptilians, these Draco reptilians, and then they started breeding because they could not look like the inhabitants of that planet. They slowly started infiltrating into the other planet and then depleting it and just destroying it from the inside out. Yeah, it's called divide and conquer. Everyone. defeating cities, towns, and countries without having to do it by force, creating a illusion as if government structures are here to help you, when reality slowly create more ways to depopulate you and control you better. Chemtrails and Wi-Fi is just one part of control. Nanotechnology entering the body through the jab. You all know about this.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. What we have seen so far is corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
Get away from me.
Guys, we're right here at the cemetery and this person was gone in 2023 and we're collecting binary codes. We have both of our phones on airplane mode, so it collects no binary codes at all. But when you get close to her grave, look, you had a number right there. Get close. 2022, guys. Binary codes up the ass right there. There's information coming out of the graves, guys.